When I say to someone I haven't met before that I work for the WEA, more often than not I find myself explaining who we are and what we do. Whilst being well known and well regarded within the adult education community and the wider voluntary sector, the fact is that the WEA is often not on the general public's radar, despite its size and 108-year heritage. That's changing for a number of reasons, but in no small part thanks to technology. By utilising social media, tools which enable us to extend our networks and link them up online, the WEA can reach people in new ways. Through videos like this one, which tell a story, through social networking sites like Facebook and Twitter, and on blogs and forums. The ability for users to interact with online content, for example by taking part in an online forum discussion about a recent course, means that dialogues are created online. This interaction, which does not require physical proximity or even a pre-existing relationship with other users, is at the core of social media. But even within the organisation, there is a lack of understanding about what the WEA does and the different parts of its education programme, which have traditionally existed quite separately. There are many reasons for this, geography and cultural and socio-economic differences amongst them. But the three education strands are linked by the same ideology, enabling people to realise their full potential through learning. No two WEA learners are the same, but they are united by the desire to improve themselves and their communities, a process that we merely facilitate. So let's take a look at some of the wide-ranging and inspiring activity in the region over the past year. In December last year, the WEA joined Action for ESOL in campaigning against changes to funding which would leave thousands of people without the language skills they need to participate in British society. WEA learners talk about how gaining English language skills has improved their lives and their worries about the impact of the changes.
Before I can't speak with other people. I am shy and afraid.
Then I started with the entry 1 and they give me confidence. I come every time and the teacher were very nice to me and they encourage me. No, you can do it. Aisha, you can do it.
Before I can't speak English, I can't go out outside alone every time with my husband. But now I can't. I can't go shopping or with doctor speak.
Before, if I see my past and I compare myself that time to now, I'm much happier. I feel good. It's good.
And that's because of English.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like I am like the English person. Like I feel great. Very happy now.
It's going to have a big impact of people in the whole community in not just being able to work, but to be a part of the community, to understand the community. All this thing about the big society, how we're going to gain a big society if people are not given opportunities, if opportunities are being taken away from people, to be able to become a part of the society, learn and become friends and learn each other's cultures, learn the British culture, learn about the UK.
In March, WEA learners in Slough used International Women's Day to raise awareness of the ESOL campaign at the annual Join Women on the Bridge event.
Learning gives us a future. We need education. Education is the way forward. This is the way.
Come on, women, wake up!
Women, it's time to wake up and stand for our rights.
Well, it's been really great today because we had a fantastic turnout, and I just think it shows how passionate people are about ESOL and how much it's mean to them and to their lives. So, I'm just really, really pleased that so many people have come to let people know in Slough how they're feeling about these proposed cuts.
My name is Rosalind Janssen, so obviously a foreign name. I'm married.
Tutors in the Cultural Studies programme have always worked hard to keep the content of their courses evolving and topical. I met up with Egyptology tutor Rosalind Janssen, who talks about how this year has been particularly interesting in her subject.
Egypt's very topical at the moment. We've all watched with great interest and concern and jubilation what has been happening in Egypt from the end of January. So there were a lot of references to the departure of Mubarak as to the last pharaoh leaving his post, followed by even more uncertain times perhaps with widespread strikes all over the country. What interests me in my subject is the connection between past and present, and certainly this idea of strikes is by no means new, and in fact the first strikes in antiquity actually go back to ancient Egypt, and the workers who were building the tombs of the pharaohs actually went on strike against a pharaoh still in power because they weren't being paid enough, so rations in bread and beer. And they actually lived in this village that I have in front of me, which is called the village of Deir Medina on the west bank of Luxor. They lived in these houses here, which are still preserved archaeologically, about 500 inhabitants. And I found it really amazing that these people were able to actually rebel against the state, organise a strike, go down to the nearest temple and barricade themselves in that temple and actually get the pharaoh to accede to their demands. So it's all a bit as if we've come full circle with Mubarak's departure today, but the pharaoh in ancient Egypt stayed in post for another 2 years.
Southern Region had cause to celebrate in May, as 3 of our learners were honoured at the annual Adult Learners Week Awards. John Wilson from Portsmouth talked about getting back into learning with the WEA.
Because I've been working during the day full-time in previous jobs, I never really had the time to come, and I couldn't really do it in the evening because it's a bit far away to go to college and that, so this is quite local and it's been very good for me. I feel really good actually, yeah. I mean, I'm 47 and I've come back to education, so it's never too late for anybody to come back. There's people here older than me at the Omega Centre and younger, but we all get on well and the staff are very supportive in anything that you do. Yeah, the award, I didn't think I would just get nominated for the award is fantastic, but to win it is brilliant. And it's down to people like Amanda and Gina and people like that for nominating me, and I'm very proud to accept it. It's fantastic, and it's never too late for anybody to, you know, come to education. You never know, one day they could win an award without, you know what I mean, expecting it. So if I can do it, anybody can do it really. So.
Ever since the WEA moved there in 2008, Portsmouth's Omega Centre has been an ever-expanding community resource with a diverse range of partners. Portsmouth Film Society had a very successful night at the annual British Federation of Film Societies awards ceremony on Saturday the 17th of September, bringing home a haul of 5 awards, special mentions and commendations. Founder and Chair Ayşegül Epengin.
And we got the award, Community Award from British Film Association last September. Best Community Award we got in the UK, which is very proud of it. Also we had accommodations in the best programming, best education programming, best news society, and also they gave me award too, outstanding individual contribution. I'm really shocked.
That's really good, you know. And how important has it been to work with the WEA? How has the WEA support helped you to kind of grow?
Oh, plenty, because in the very beginning they gave us the venue free. If they didn't do that, we never able to continue. As I said, it took 1 year to setting things and
to build it up.
Yeah, it took 1 year. And then also, unluckily, the 1 year later, our only art cinema in the city number 6 is closed down. So PFS became the only independent cinema provider in the city. We love the location and the car parking opportunity, very central, lost in the deprivation area. It was a good challenge with us.
Guildford branch had a very good turnout at their recent AGM. Having previously struggled to engage members in branch governance, they cleverly combined the usual formalities with a visit to St Peter's Church in Hascombe, making an event of the day.
Inside, if you can imagine that church here, it would have looked nothing like this exotic interior.
In Kent, Sam Butterworth's legacy continues to support good work. The WEA is working with Canterbury Christ Church on a piece of research which aims to uncover why certain people are harder to reach and what the WEA can do to support them.
Okay, so I'm Dr. Elizabeth Chapman-Holt. I'm Director of Knowledge Exchange in the Faculty of Education at Canterbury Christ Church University.
What do you think the outcome of the research will be?
I think what I'm hoping is we'll get a much clearer understanding of who the hard to reach groups are, because a lot of the data is there in terms of the quantitative data. It's already in the public domain. The PCTs have it, Kent County Council have it, but it's actually drilling down and really understanding who are those groups, who really, not just in terms of sociological categories, but who really are the people who are currently not benefiting from adult learning, who could be benefiting, and really understanding what the barriers are. And in particular, understanding what can the WEA offer those groups that would really bring them into the realm of adult learning. What is it that would attract them most? Something that I'm interested in, particularly interested in, that I think we can work with the WEA, and I think the WEA has a big role to play, is around community resilience. So my own research up till now has been about the impact that adult learning has on resilience. So I'm interested in why are particular learners particularly resilient when all manner of disadvantages would suggest that they would fall by the wayside or fail. And an outcome of the study was that it taught me that adult learning itself gives people resilience.
It was 4:30 in the morning and my colleague Salma Tariq and I were taking a taxi to the station. We were bound to Nottingham to attend my first WEA AGM at the Crown Plaza Hotel. We were attending the AGM to propose Motion 11 and represent the WEA Southern Region. I had to admit that at first the language of the motion was quite dense, and I've had the opportunity to read French theorists who revelled in writing not only in French, but what I like to call academese. Therefore, my first step to understanding the motion was to take it apart and see that it amounted to this. Whilst we appreciate the current structures in place for outreach, we require more contact and more nuanced initiatives to help us impact the governance of the WEA on a national level, adding to our local interests. We've currently established a range of initiatives through the Southampton Muslim Women's Network linked to the Muslim Council of Britain. We agree that a similar kind of affiliation to the WEA will help us to achieve our goal for national presence. Through this action, we'll be able to consolidate representation for stakeholder and volunteer groups in deprived areas, leading to sustained local change with a clear link to national governance structures. Whilst doing this, I was also briefed on our position at the time, which was that being involved in the predominantly black and ethnic minority group area of Southampton, some of the people we directly affected were unable to attend this conference or had communication issues, English not being their first language. It was these members to whom I and my colleagues wanted to give a voice to the AGM.